in the Somali region in terms of peace is the best it has ever been for at least 19 years. The most important change has been in the willingness of the people of the region to fight for their peace. That has been the key and decisive development over the past year or two. They've been prepared to fight for their peace, they've been prepared to die for their peace, and that has changed the whole equation in the region. The whole region has become it has become very difficult for these groups to survive in this region. That is why they are now at their weakest. Second, the government has been more effective in combining its efforts with that of the ordinary population to do two things at the same time, to fight the terrorists and to promote development in the region. In spite of the instability in the region, we are carrying out lots of infrastructure projects. The bulk of our army is actually not involved in the fighting. The bulk of our army is involved mainly in protecting these projects. The vast majority of our army in the Somali region is focused on protecting the road projects, the irrigation projects, the power projects, telecommunication projects, and so on. And on the other hand, we as a government have been quite good at mobilizing the resources of the government and the population and combining them more effectively in fighting both the ONLF and the WSLF. As a result of this, the possibilities of peace in the region are very bright. I think it's only a matter of months before we have full tranquility and peace in that region. As to whether we are negotiating with a weaker side or not, it's not for me to decide who is weaker and who is stronger. It's for me to say that we are prepared to negotiate with those who are eager to move forward towards peace, no matter what their background. As you know, the WSLF was previously called the Al-Ittihad. And you know what Al-Ittihad was doing here in Addis. It was a very murderous terrorist group. Some stage in the past, they distanced themselves from Al-Ittihad in Somalia, and they changed their name. Now they have sought peace, and we're very happy that they have come over to the side of peace, and they have been very helpful in further stabilizing the region. We have also been talking to a faction of the ONLF. Talks have made enormous progress. I don't see any serious obstacles to full peace agreement with this faction in the near future. I tend to think that this is the most important faction of the ONLF. The ONLF, like all movements in Somali society, as you know, are clan-based. Their support is based on clan affiliations. The group that is negotiating with the government happens to be based largely on one sub-clan of the Ogaden, the second largest sub-clan of the Ogaden. The largest sub-clan of the Ogaden has never been involved with the ONLF, but the second largest sub-clan was. The group that is not negotiating is based on another sub-clan, one of the smallest sub-clans of the Ogaden. So on that basis, most people who know the region would think that this is the most important faction of the ONLF. Those of you who know the region, the group that is negotiating with us is based on the sub-clan called Rera Abdille, and the one which is not negotiating is based on a clan, sub-clan called Rera Isaac. So on that basis, you can check for yourselves. But that doesn't mean we are not prepared to negotiate with the other faction. We are prepared to negotiate with the other faction, as a faction, as groups, as individuals. Indeed, some individuals from that faction, from the faction which is not negotiating, some leaders of that faction have already talked to us and come over to Ethiopia and are working for peace separately from the other faction. So we're prepared to talk to everybody, everyone, and we're not merely talking to the weak factions. I think the prospects for peace in the region are extremely good.